Assalamualaikum students, hope you all are fine. Our today's lecture is uh, why Muslim League was established in the subcontinent. This is question number 4 of the first chapter, and in this question we will study the reasons and the causes of the establishment of Muslim League. Basically, Muslim League was a political party of the Indian Muslims. There were many reasons behind the establishment of the Muslim League. Uh, we will study a few reasons, in fact, very important reasons we will study this topic. The first topic or the first reason of the establishment of Muslim League was the British system of government that was introduced by the British government after the War of Independence. This system was implemented by the British government on 1st of November 1858. This system demanded a separate political party for the Muslims. Because if Muslims were of the view that they have to attain their due share from this system, it was very necessary, it was very compulsory for the Muslims that they should establish their own political party in the subcontinent. Because without having a political party, no community can avail their political rights. So British system of government is the most important cause of the establishment of the All India Muslim League. The second important topic or the second important reason of the establishment of Muslim League is Hindu extremism. Muslim and Hindus were living peacefully before the War of Independence. After the War of Independence, British adopted a policy that is known as divide and rule, and they divided Muslims and Hindus into two separate groups. They supported the Hindi language, which was demanded by the Hindu extremists that Urdu should be replaced by Hindi in the subcontinent. Hindu were willing to adopt Hindi language as the official language of the subcontinent. Basically, there isn't a slight difference between the Urdu and the Hindus. Urdu and the Hindus. The major difference between Urdu and Hindi is their writing script. That is totally different from each other. And Muslims were totally unaware of that script, which is known as Devanagari script. So this period, Muslim during this period, the Muslim really suffered a lot. Hindu extremists started a program like Arya Samaj, Dev Samaj, Pratna Samaj, etc., with a purpose to reconvert the Muslim into Hindu religion. And across the subcontinent, Hindu writers spread hatred against the Muslims among their fellows, followers. And the third most important cause of the establishment of All India Muslim League is the Indian National Congress. Basically, Indian National Congress was established by a retired British officer whose name is A.O. Hume. He established All India Muslim League on 28th of December 1885. Afterwards, in the early 20th century, extremist Hindus were able to lead the All Indian National Congress, specifically after the partition of Bengal. Congress reacted like a pure Hindu political party. This sense leads Muslims towards their own political party. In fact, when Congress started a movement against the partition of Bengal, there wasn't any platform for the Muslims from where they could raise their voice to the government. That is why it was necessary to establish their own political party. The fourth important point is the demand of the separate electorate. Separate electorate basically it was firstly demanded by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan in 1889. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was of the view that this political system is totally unsuitable for the subcontinent because there are two big nations, the Muslim and the Hindus, and both these both these nations will follow their ideology in the political system which was introduced by the British government. That is why Sir Sri Khan demanded that there should be a separate electorate system in the subcontinent. Muslims demanded separate electorate when they had no political party. That is why Muslims thought that if they are demanding the separate electorate, there should be a mechanism to avail that separate electorate. That is why they established their own political party. And the fifth important reason is partition of Bengal. Bengal was one of the largest province of the subcontinent. It had almost one third of the total population of the subcontinent. The current province of India, the Assam, Odisha, Bihar, and the current Bangladesh was known as the province of Bengal. It was the largest province of the subcontinent which was ruled by the Muslims, and Nawab Sirajuddaula was one of the major military powers in that region. Because of the administrative issues, British government decided to divide the Bengal in two parts, the east and the west. This partition favored the Muslims, and that was not planned partition. It was the way the Bengal was divided. Muslims were in majority in the east part, and Hindus were in majority in the West Bengal. That partition was suitable for the Muslims. And when Hindus realized that, they started a movement against the partition of Bengal. That is why Muslims thought that if Hindus don't want a logical decision to be implemented, then how it is possible that the after the British government they would give any right to the Muslims. The sixth point is the change of the government in Britain. Liberal Liberal Party won the elections in the Britain which was held in 1905. And that party stated in its election manifesto that the people of the subcontinent would be empowered if Liberal Party will came into power. And when Liberal Party won the elections, it decided the electoral reforms in the subcontinent. And Muslims thought that this is the right time to approach the British government, and they approached the British government and they decided to establish a political party. And the final reason, which is stated in the National Book Foundation, in the textbook of the National Book Foundation, HSSC2, the Shimla Deputation, 35 top-ranking Muslim leaders from across the subcontinent met to the Viceroy, Lord Minto, and that sitting was held on October 1st, 1906. Muslim presented many demands before the Viceroy, Lord Minto. Muslims demanded jobs quota. Muslims demanded also representation in the judicial affairs of the subcontinent, and the most important demand of the Shimla deputation was separate electorate. The Viceroy's response was sympathetic. That is why Muslim established Muslim League in the subcontinent in the same year. In fact, that meeting was held with the Viceroy on 1st October 1906. Within 2 months, 3 months, within 3 months, Muslims established their own political party after having a meeting with the Viceroy Lord Mountbatten. This, this is the first part of the establishment of Muslim League. The second part contains three topics. The first is the foundation of all India Muslim League, the second, the objectives, and the third is the change of objectives. Let us discuss the first topic of the second part of the question, foundation of all India Muslim League. A session of Mohammedan Educational Conference was held in 1906 at Dhaka. The chairman of that sitting was Nawab Vakarul Mulk. A resolution was moved by the Muslims of the separate political party. Now, the meeting was held at the residence of Nawab Salimullah Khan, and the most important participants were Nawab Maulana Zafar Ali Khan, Nawab Salimullah, Hakim Ajmal Khan, Nawab Wakarul Mulk, Maulana Muhammad Ali John, and Sarawa Khan. Sarawa Khan was elected as the first president of the All India Muslim League. And divide the objectives of the Muslim League in two parts, pre 1913 and the post 1913. And the first one is also known as the objectives of Muslim League. The first objective was regarding the British government. It was decided that the interest and the rights of the Muslim would be protected, and the Muslim League will convey the demands of the Muslim to the British government in a peaceful manner. The second important objective of the Muslim League was to create the feeling of the respect and the goodwill for the government amongst the Muslims and to remove the misunderstanding they might have regarding the government's policies and actions. The third is regarding the other nations. It was decided that Muslim League will work for the harmony between the Muslims and the other nations of the subcontinent. So it was decided that Muslim League will create a feeling of brotherhood between the Muslims and the other Indian communities. These objectives are known as the basic objectives of Muslim League. In 1930, on the persuasion of Qaidi Azam, the leadership of the Muslim League decided to change its initial objectives. In March 30, All India Muslim League changed its objectives and the policy of the unconditional subservience was forsaken in the favor of the self-government in the subcontinent, which is suitable for the Indian conditions and also that is according to the true democratic spirit. This proved to be a turning point in the history of Muslim India. So this was our topic